Hello people, welcome back here to the channels Tapau Azul and Super Acadêmico, and today we are going to keep reading my book, Phenomena. Today we're going to read the chapter 4. So, before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to both channels, give likes and comments, give likes, subscribe, comments, share, and that's it. Please go and make our channels grow. Chapter 4 of the book Phenomena. I still had about a mile and one half before I got there. Just for you to remember, Joseph was going to the cemetery where his brother was buried. His brother was buried. Yet, even from far, I managed to see the green and yellow carpeting of Owl's Park. It was the veterans' graveyard that buried soldiers ever since the Revolution. However, it seemed that only now it got crowded by deceased American Vietnam War veterans, including my brother. I parked my car. As far as my eyesight could reach, I was able to see those small white crosses, many of which had no names written on them. Nonetheless, they were all filled with pride and honor. I walked through those crosses, stepping on that green grass that was shining under the sun. There were not so many people there on that day, but there's always someone there. It was like the law of proportion. There were as many people killed as there were people to mourn over their deaths. I decided to take off my shoes to feel the grass under my feet. I walked slowly till I got to my brother's grave. Ever since his funeral, I hadn't been there as often because I knew he was always around. Yet, at that place I could count on certain. Ever since his funeral, I hadn't been there as often because I knew he was always around. Yet, at that place I could count on certain peacefulness in order to think about him. Hi, Donnie. I got accepted into Harvard. The family tradition was kept, but I do believe you already knew that. I went on and on for about 5 minutes, talking to myself like a lonely fool. I thanked him around 20 times for having opened the ways as to where I should head in my life. I told we were being massacred in Vietnamese communists. I told him that wouldn't be happening if he were still there. I told him about Anne's wedding again. It wouldn't be next summer. It would be next summer, when Wayne would be settled down as a lawyer and she would be closer to graduation. And I explained for the 10th time, more to myself than to him, that what made him pop up on the TV screen 2 years ago was a physical reaction suffered by those who die away from their loved ones. Us. His conscious spirit had the need to express his longing for someone to whom he felt so close, in that case me. The books I read didn't explain why he chose me instead of any other member of the family. There were a lot of religious references as well as a few scientific ones, but it seems that I was the only one that was capable of being reached by him at that point. And in regards to that having happened via the TV, there are writings on electric forces generated by extra-dimensional spectra, but that too is pure theory. Pure theory. Thus, as I was going through that quiet and tranquil self-colloquy process, I heard somebody scream out loud. I turned around and I saw nobody. Then I heard yet another scream. That one closer than the one before. Again, I didn't see anybody. Suddenly, many screams began to come into my ears, all at the same time. They were sad, sometimes sharp, and other times bass. The melancholy of the screams started to affect me and make me feel sad. I was not going to put up with that for much longer. I picked up my shoes and as I glanced at Donna's grave and said goodbye, I began to walk back to the car. However, this time around, the road seemed longer than on the way in. The sorrow screams traveled in sound waves, as if I was watching a live Celtics game in a stadium. The difference is that these screams were very sad. By the time I got to my car, I was breathless. The screams were vanishing, but I could still hear them. I put on my shoes and leaned against the car for a few minutes, in order to rest a little bit. At last, the screams ceased and left me with the same feeling I felt when I saw my brother waving at me on the TV screen. I had just lived through another paranormal, yet this one had been too violent for my mind because I had to share so much unhappiness with so many miserable souls. I realize today that those disincarnated spirits used their voices to reach out for somebody who could listen to them. There were lives lost in time due to unexpected sudden death, which happens a lot during. They needed, as my brother did, to say goodbye to the world of the living in a softer way. Unfortunately, there were too many sad souls for an 18-year-old boy to handle. I spent the rest of the week very sad and lonely. I only told my sister about what happened, yet my interest in parapsychology only grew after that, and now I had the support of the academic world to back me up, so I could study and help this unknown world, which actually is inside all of us. That's the end of the chapter 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and we'll see in the next chapter for the continue of the reading. Don't forget to subscribe, like the channel. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, give the like and comment and share the video. Bye bye.